but we got to continue to work, and we got to continue to get better because there's still a lot of room for improvement.
Has anyone impressed you amongst the quarterbacks that weren't expected at this time?
No, I think everybody's kind of given me exactly what I thought we were going to get. I think all these guys have done a nice job. They've all worked extremely hard. They're competing hard, but yet they're competing together. And I think every one of those guys brings a little something to the room that helps not only the other guys in the room, but the whole football team.
I think there were fumbled quarterback snaps. Is that just a matter of quarterbacks and centers who have been still building up chemistry, working with each other, or is something else going on there?
Yeah, I mean it's minicamp, it's OTA football. All right, those are the things that I'd much rather have those things going on now than when we get in the middle of the season. So that's one of the things that we got to continue to work on and continue to improve.
Do you have an update on James Jones?
No, well, he's got an AC sprain, shoulder sprain. Again, it's he's probably not going to practice tomorrow. I don't know the answer to that exactly right now, but it's not going to be anything that's going to affect him when we get ready for training camp.
Speaking of Jones, he led the league in touchdowns 2 years ago. You haven't had really a number one guy with the Raiders for a while. Is he somebody who could fill that role? Do you see him?
Well, listen, I like some of the things that I've seen out of James. I mean, obviously, all that still remains to be seen. But I think we got a good group of wide receivers. I think all of them were working extremely hard, and we'll let everything filter out as we go through training camp and get in some of these preseason games.
With a guy like Gabe Jackson, what's the next step for him as you head towards this summer?
Well, I think the big thing is the way the rules are. I mean, they're basically going to be out of here for about 4 weeks before we get an opportunity to see him again and be able to work with him. So the big thing with all these guys is that when we leave for those 4 weeks and we come back, we're able to pick up where we left off, and we don't have to go back to square one. And so all of our guys' ability over this off period to continue to work both mentally and physically, fundamentals and technique, and assignment football.
You got a big influx of veterans, obviously, in the 30-year-old range. You see these guys with kind of a chip on their shoulder now, with something to prove. Maybe another team didn't want them, and you guys did, and they want to prove they can still play.
Well, I think every year in this league you've got something to prove. Whether you're a coach, whether you're a player. I think that's what this league is all about. I mean, every year you got to reprove yourself, so yeah, I think there's veteran players that have something to prove. There's young players that have something to prove. There's coaches that have things to prove. So I think that's the nature of the business, and that's how we get better.
How excited are you to see the position battles in training camp, and how would you describe them as far as compared to your first couple seasons here?
Well, I'm real excited. I think Reggie's done a great job of acquiring talent and depth on this football team, and that's how you build a good football team. You have a talented frontline group of players, but you're able to develop that depth because throughout the course of a 16-game season, you're going to need everybody. All 53 guys, including the practice squad. So it's a good situation to have, and I think we're going to have some good competition as we go through training camp.
Is having tough decisions, is that going to be a good thing for you?
Yeah, well, I mean, tough decisions, they're hard to make, but it's a good problem to have. And I can see a situation where we're going to have a lot of tough decisions to try to get down to a 53-man roster, and that's a sign of having an opportunity to be a good team.
Any more guys?
All right, thanks.
Thank you.